Hello?
Aspetta. Maria Rita?
Ciao,
Ciao.
ce l'ho fatta.
Bene, bene. Ascolta, io siccome Luca mi aveva detto che arrivavi verso le 3:30, 3:40, così, io ho avvisato che si potevano collegare tutti alle 3:30.
Ah, ok, io guarda, scusami perché avevo capito che doveva essere una cosa, cioè li ho buttato lì io una data. Ascolta, allora posso approfittare una cosa con te?
Certo,
Perché io ho
sì,
provato a
assolutamente.
fare una condivisione dello schermo a casa e ho
Sì?
avuto qualche piccola difficoltà, per cui ho smanettato fino adesso per cercare di semplificare la cosa. Per cui vorrei provare, utilizzate
Sì,
il
proviamo,
Cavia.
facciamo tutte le prove. No, mi
Aspetta,
spiace a me, ho proprio, avevo anche proprio scritto pure di entrare mezz'oretta dopo, perché appunto Luca mi aveva dato come orario le 3:30 e quindi avevo avvisato, insomma.
beh, ma guarda che per me non è un problema, anzi meglio, ti dico che
Buon, perfetto.
così vediamo se funziona. Allora, provo a condividere il mio schermo e così mi dici
Sì,
se
vai,
riesci a vedere. Ci sei?
perfettamente.
Ok, adesso no, la parte più difficile è questa.
Sì.
Cosa vedi?
E la presentazione che si muove, Sport Paralympics, è un po' di Tokyo 2020,
Game of strategic prose
a
and
Mind Game of Strategy.
culture.
Ok,
Si
perché?
sente anche l'audio.
Perfetto.
The target is a white ball called a jack.
Perché ho pensato... Adesso aspetta,
The
la
goal is to get
interrompo.
your own balls, either red or
Aspetta.
blue, at
Ah, interrompo. Ecco, cioè mi premeva capire se funzionava. Allora, visto che probabilmente
Sì,
nessuno conosce la boccia, ci sono dei video molto interessanti e brevissimi, di un paio di minuti, con
sì.
alcune riprese che secondo me è carina perché si vedono gli atleti e poi dopo, dopo quello mi porto un contributo più personale, però tanto da dare una piccola idea mi
Sì,
sembrava
sì, almeno che uno sappia
di cosa
cioè, qual
stiamo
è lo
parlando,
sport di
perché
cui si
adesso io
sta
non so se tu hai
parlando e
mai
come
sentito
funziona.
nominare la boccia paralimpica, ecco, e
No,
ci sta,
devo dire la verità.
e ci sta.
Mi
Cioè,
dispiace, ma proprio...
che io
cioè
quando
già la boccia in generale non è uno sport, secondo me, molto conosciuto. Comunque,
le
io
bocce,
non conosco.
eh,
E quindi figuriamoci, parallelo è proprio una cosa che non conoscevo, cioè sto Luca che mi ha un po' aperto
è una cosa
un mondo
interessante.
quando mi ha raccontato, sì.
Dopo io, il mio inglese è quello che è, nel senso che ho un inglese,
Non ti preoccupare.
insomma, dai, che mi consente di esprimermi, ma non è che sia proprio il
Questa è
massimo.
l'unica cosa importante.
Ecco, e boh.
Ecco.
Allora, allora ascolta, ci vediamo tra un
Sì,
quarto
20
d'ora,
minuti.
20
Sì, sì,
minuti.
una ventina di
Perfetto.
minuti, non ti preoccupare. Grazie
Grazie.
mille, eh. A tra
Ciao ciao.
poco. Ciao. Join call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Today is better like than before.
Great. That's important. You feel better.
Definitely.
Super, super. Let's see. Also, Nonce is here today with us, but she cannot like switch on the camera because we are in the same room. So also with the microphone, gonna be a bit hard to listen to each other, but she's here and she says hello to everyone. Susanna, do you maybe know if the other from your team will connect?
I think Lucia is not here today because she had anything else. I don't know what. Lucia.
Ah, okay,
She's
okay.
not here today.
Okay, and what about Petra?
I don't know about her.
Okay, okay. Just to know if we can start or not. But I think yes. Alessia, maybe from the Italian team, do you know if there's someone else that we have to wait for or we can start?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so I would say that we can easily start that. By the way, we are recording the call, so we can actually send to the other people the today's meeting, so it's quite okay. First of all, thanks to Susanna for sending me the homework regarding the activity regarding the last week. I appreciate it, and I will upload it in the platform as a result of the last weekend activity. So thanks a lot. As you can see, we have today with us Maria Rita Cattani. I have introduced her by email to your coordinator, and also I will post here the email that I sent today. I'm really happy that she's with us here today. She can share her experience. She's going to explain us a bit about her sport environment. It's quite typical, like it's not or typical. I mean, let's say it's quite weird for us, I would say, because it's not so typical actually. And she's going to explain a bit what she does in her daily job with sport. Like she's a coach, she's a team leader. So she's going to present us introduce herself, a presentation about her job, and also she's going to explain us a bit more and share with us her experience. So thanks a lot, Margarita, for being here with us. I leave you the floor because you are the expert here, so you know so much better than me. So I'm gonna shut up and let you the floor.
No, first of all, I want to thank you for this opportunity because, as we spoke just a few minutes ago, boccia is not a really known game and sport, and it is a Olympic sport. And I saw that there are some from Slovakia, and it is also practiced in your country, and you have quite good players internationally. So maybe you know this sport, maybe not. I discovered, as you, this sport in 2018. I never heard about boccia before. And immediately I get involved, first as a national referee, then as a coach for a local team. And since 1 year, I'm the national coach in BC3 category. The sport, as you will see, is divided in 4 categories. I would like to share my video so you can follow a little presentation about boccia.
Thank you very much. Since when are you in when did you discover the sport, you said?
Yes, I've discovered in 2018, just 7 years ago, about, yeah. So I started with this picture. This is the national team. We were in Zagreb for the European Championship of boccia, but our team is bigger. But only these 4 athletes arrived to the championship. And what I want to say that if you are not familiar in boccia, it's good to see a little video. This video is short but really clear. It was prepared for the Paralympics Games in Tokyo, but I think it's really current also now. So I will share you 2 minutes of presentation of boccia.
A mind game of strategic throws and tactics. Boccia. The target is a white ball called a jack. The goal is to get your own balls, either red or blue, as close as possible to the jack. Points are scored by the number of balls of one color being closer to the jack than the first ball of the other color. Although it appears simple at a glance, only carefully thought out strategy and control down to the millimeter can achieve victory. The court is rectangular, 6 meters across and 12.5 meters long. In the one-on-one individual matches, each end is comprised of players throwing 6 balls each, with the score going to the one closer to the jack. The rules are very similar to curling. Athletes are not divided by gender, but into 4 classes, BC1 to BC4, depending on the type and severity of their impairment. All athletes compete in wheelchairs due to severe coordination impairments affecting both legs and arms. BC1 players throw the ball with the hand or foot. They may compete with an assistant who stays outside of the competitor's playing box to stabilize or adjust their playing chair and give the ball to the player when requested. BC2 players throw the ball with the hand. They are not eligible for assistance. The BC3 class athletes have the most severe impairments. As they can't use their hands or feet to propel the ball, they use a pointer. The pointer is used to release the ball down a sloped tool called a ramp to roll and deploy the ball. The pointer is either held by the athlete's mouth, attached to their head, or some may also hold the pointer with their hand. The BC4 class are players with impairments of non-cerebral origin that result in significant impacts on their strength or coordination. Individual and pair matches are decided by the total scores for 4 ends, while 6 ends are played for team matches. Rather than just getting their own balls close to the jack, 3-dimensional attacks are also unleashed, including striking and getting on top of other balls. Varied shots are used to break a deadlock, spreads across the court, backed by experience.
So, as you have seen, boccia is a sport designed for athletes that have severe disabilities, physical disabilities, not cognitive, that affecting all 4 limbs. And they can be, boccia was thought for cerebral palsy, people with cerebral palsy. Then other athletes could play with the spinal injuries or dystrophy or many other problems. And in this, I say that boccia is the most iconic sport in the Paralympic movement because sometimes you see our athletes, you never think that they can play in an Olympic level because the disease are so strong that it's strange to imagine these people making sport. Oh, sorry. Oops. No, that didn't work. No, sorry. It doesn't work well. Wait.
Now, yes, we are at page 4.
Yes, I was here. There's the month. No, I don't know why it doesn't work. Sorry. I did perhaps something too difficult for this. I don't know why this doesn't. Okay, see, yes, now finally it works. So in this really short video, you can see a player, a BC1 player in the final in Paris. The Korean guy has big difficulties in control his body, and he has many dystonia, but he tried his best, and in the end, look what a shot he can do. He did it. So the important things is that the guy find a solution in his difficulties. In the picture in the top, you see Adam Pesca. Adam Pesca is a BC3 player. He cannot move anything, just one finger, and he use it to move his wheelchair. And he cannot even breathe by himself, so he played with the ventilator on court, and he became the gold medal in Tokyo 22. And here you see another BC3 player. He cannot use his hand, and he uses a mouth pointer to release the ball, as they told you in the video before. And what is important is that boccia can adapt to the athlete's needs. So it's really important for a coach to observe his player and try to understand what are his abilities, and what he can do, and what he cannot do. And in this case, our athletes started as a BC4 player, and he could throw the balls with his hand, but he has a degenerative disease. So after some years, he could not throw anymore the balls. So he became a BC3 athlete with the ramp to throw the ball. And in this first picture, you can see that he could move his trunk, and he aims moving his trunk. But after some years, he could not do this anymore. So we changed the ramp, and we found another solution. Now he aims sitting on his wheelchair without any problems, and now he is our best player in Italy. He is the number 13 in the world. So that means that a coach have to adapt the way of coaching to try to find the solution, and boccia allow to find many different solutions for each situation. And but what I also want to say is that when you organize and you manage many different things, not only coaching on court, not only training, but if you want to organize a competition or a training, you have to take care of many different things. Our athletes usually have difficulties to move without a specific and adaptive vehicles. So you have to think about the transportation, how they can come, and you have to remember that they usually need an assistant with them. They use the hoist. You need a hoist to go perhaps to the bathroom. So when you organize something, you have to manage many luggage, really many luggage. And even if you prepare everything, could happen what you don't want. In the last in our last competition, we had a big problem with the airplane company. They tried to flip the wheelchair horizontally, but it's not possible. They are electronic wheelchair with batteries, so you cannot do that. And so we had to discuss a lot near the plane. And now, in the end, we found a solution. We have to remove some pieces of the wheelchair to put it in the airplane. And then the last picture is during a competition in Crete. The hotel was really high level with many beautiful things, but the door of the bathroom was too thin, not large enough. So we had to remove the door to find a solution to get in with the wheelchair. So this is I am trying to tell you that practice a sport like this means to solve many different situations. So when you arrive in the end of the day, you could be quite tired. And in this picture, you see the ramp operator during the competition in Crete. They are so tired that they had to have a rest. This is a type player, and he's her ramp operator from Taipei, and our ramp operator. But just to say shortly, of course, we could be tired, but beyond the tiredness remains big satisfaction, joy, and great friendship. So this is what I want to tell you.
Can I ask you something about the hotel? Like, I think that they knew that there were people in wheelchairs. Like they knew that before.
Okay.
I think, right? Like you
tell me.
like in the hotel, regarding the picture
no,
that you show.
In Italy, but everywhere. Sometimes you have special rooms, of course, adapted. But when we have big competition, we have a lot of athletes, 80 athletes. So we have necessary to adapt, because there aren't a hotel with all adapted
Okay.
rooms. But also in Italy, with a little, with really less athletes, we have to manage many difficulties. You can come by train, okay, perfect. But when you arrive in the place, you need someone that take you, and you need a wheel adapted vehicle. And we also have special food needs, because not all the athletes can eat everything. So we have to manage many things. But the most important thing, in my opinion, is that we have to see person in these athletes. And they have so severe problems that sometimes they can't even speak clearly. So you have to understand. But the challenge is to put in the center the person, and you have to find a solution for each person. Perhaps one person cannot use hand, but he can use foot, or he can use the head. And you have to find a good solution to give something useful. Pointer not too heavy, because some athletes have not strength. And this is exciting, because it's every time different. And then another important things in my experience is that you have to understand which kind of athletes you are having to work, because some athletes prefer the social experience, so they are not so interested in training, they want to join, to have a grateful experience. They prefer to play. Boccia doesn't matter the results, but stay together is enough. And this is a kind of athlete. Why not? And now I'm the coach of the national team, so we have quite competitive players. We train 10 hours in a week. Yes, 4 times, and they want to see the progress. So you have to measure the progress. You have to find some exercise, special exercise, to understand if this progress are measurable or not. And they want to have success. Of course, the results is important. So it depends on the different. Oh, it's an Olympic sport. So
Uh-huh.
you can
But
imagine.
all of them are competitive or just part of them?
No, not all, not all.
Not all.
Many of Italian athletes are not so competitive. So if we have 200 players in Italy, you can think that less than 20 are really competitive athletes. But it's true, it's correct that first comes social opportunity.
Yeah.
Because,
But you train athletes from the whole country.
yes, it's
And
not so easy.
where? Like, yeah, like
I-
how do you move around, or
Allora, we do
where do you train?
some training session together. So not this weekend, the next one. No, this weekend we will meet in Milano, and there will be athletes from Piemonte near Torino, from Milano, and athletes from Trento. And of course, we cannot do many of these training sessions, perhaps 4 or 5 in a year together, all together. But we can we see video about past matches, so we study our mistakes. We just came back from Olbia. We were there in 10 days ago. Our pairs team achieved silver medal, and we could, but in the final we lost. And I saw that there were some mistakes, one especially during one end, and they did the wrong tactic decision. And tactic is very important. They had the opportunity to earn point, and they lost 3 points. And this was a match, unfortunately. So we can see on online. We discuss the game. I send them pictures with many ideas, and I ask them also. And what do you think? Where is the fatal error? Usually, you can find a fatal error. Just one is enough. So we have we learn in this way, and I have a lot of exercise. Perhaps during the meeting, the in person, we try to measure the progress, if there is a progress. I have some exercise to that I give to the athletes, and I know what the target is, and I try to see if they can do it, because in boccia we use different balls. The boccia, the balls seems the same, is not so. You have super soft balls if you have to do a shot to take a point, but you have super hard balls if you want to smash everything, and you have to manage these balls. Each ball has his behavior, and you have to understand this behavior and to know what you have to do if you want to do something. This is the first things that you have to learn. how the balls
How
work.
many balls do you use?
On court, you have 6 balls. With a coin, there is a decision if red balls or blue balls, but only 6 balls. But at home, each athlete has a lot of many different balls, because you can decide which is the balls that you want to play with. 2 super hard, 1 medium, 1 medium soft, 1 hard, 2 super hard. You have to decide, and your game is depends on the ball that you decided to use, and but this is only technique. You want to do a shot, you have to understand exactly the distance on court. So it's also important to have a spatial see, comprehend known 8 meters, 8.5, 320 centimeters. So the accuracy is very important. So our players need to know how high. I'm a BC3 coach. The BC3 players plays with the ramp and a ramp assistant on court. And I don't know if you understood something in the video, but the BC3 category are not able to throw the ball with the arms, so they need a ramp, and they also need a ramp operator on court. The ramp operator is make possible the shot, but he is not allowed to see the court. He give the back to the court always. He cannot speak. He cannot communicate, even communicate with anything. He must do what the player asks them to do. But even if you know exactly the distance, exactly how to throw the ball, exactly which ball you have to choose, is not enough in high level player, because they have to understand, okay, I know many shots, but I have to choose the right one. And I have to think to what will the opposite do, and then what will I do, and then so you have to imagine the future like chess.
Strategic plan.
Yeah, a lot of they lost for a strategic mistake, not because they are not able to play the shot. So it's really interesting.
But is it individual or team sport?
So there are 6 boxes on court. You can play individually, one against the other, and you stay in the middle of the 6 box, the box 3 and 4, and you have to stay in to play. You cannot move on court. You have to stay in, because there are many rules. It's not so easy with the rules. Or you can play also in pair, BC3 categories, BC and BC4 categories. The thrower without palsy, cerebral palsy, and or the players that cannot throw are only individual or pairs. And if your disease come from a cerebral palsy, so you could be a BC1 or BC2 player. They can play individually or in team. And then team are 3 players from one color, 2 players from the other. But always 6 balls. So if you play individually, you have 6 balls. If you play in pairs, you have 3 plus 3 balls. And if you play in a team, each player has only 2 balls. So it's important to be accurate, and because you cannot try, you have to do the right shot immediately.
That's really interesting. I've never heard it before. Like, for me, it's totally new. I don't know if for Susanna and Alessia it's new as well, or you already knew something about the sport, and also like the importance of this sport in the field of Paralympics, like and in the field of the project, of course, like we are talking about something which is not known by people, neither for the sport itself, but neither for the target group that play this sport. So
yes, yes, it is. It is interesting because sometimes when we present the sport in different situation, even the families or their own the person with disabilities can imagine what he can do. So it's fantastic in this.
and how is the relationship between athletes?
Oh, it depends. If I think my athletes, my young athletes started, finished high school, but he was not a great student. But when he finished and he started to play internationally, he discovered that English is important, and he started to learn by his own English, because he discovered that this is important, and now he has a friend all over the world, in each country, Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Greece, Great Britain. So I think that on court they are really opposite. Yes, they don't present anything, but out they are good friends. And also in Italy the same. Well, of course, there is they want to win. Yeah, they play because they want to win, most of them, and many other they play just to stay together.
And as that you mentioned it, how many countries have you visited thanks to the sport? Like
we went all the Italy went in Brazil and Portugal, Finland, Spain, Kazakhstan, Cairo, Greece, yes, everywhere. Usually we try not to go too far, because it's really hard for our athletes. This summer we went in Kazakhstan, and we stopped in for 3 hours in Turkey. I don't remember, Istanbul. Yeah, we had a stop 3 hours with my plane, then a stop so we can go to the bathroom.
it's challenging.
Yes, but we rest a bit. We change position on the seat, because imagine they cannot move, so you are on a seat for many hours, not their seat, not their wheelchair. Is not so simple, so we could stop a bit, then we fly again, 5 hours. So it's, if it is possible, we try to reduce the hour of a flight. Yeah. But it's quite a problem to travel by plane with the electronic wheelchair. We had many difficulties. It's not perhaps you have read that now you can bring big dogs on plane. And I was a bit upset about that, because they think about big dogs, but they don't think about people in wheelchair. So yeah, it's strange. But of course you have to adapt. You have to adapt to the food. You have to adapt to the tradition, to the different places where you go. That is also interesting.
Yeah, and how many coaches do you need for how many coaches do you need, like compared with the athletes? How is the
For BC3 players, I usually speak. When I have a BC3 player, I say that you must be three: one BC3, one ramp operator, and one coach. Perhaps you can have two players and one coach. Perhaps you can also have three players and one coach. But
that's maximum?
yeah. For now, we will have, I think, 4 athletes in BC3, but it depends on the training. On the usual training, you must stay with your athlete during the at home. Each one has a coach that helps, because if the player is aiming, the ramp operators is helping, but you need someone else who look at the shot, try to understand if it's correct, where is the problem. So it's better to be in three. For BC3, I speak about BC3. The other players are they have more abilities, so they can. It's not necessary so many coaches and technical person.
I see. Girls, of course, if you have any question or you want to ask something or say something, feel free. This is just, conversation, and it's totally open, so you can take the floor whenever you feel and whenever you want. I think it's really interesting what Maria Rita is sharing with us. It's something that I really never heard before, and now I'm curious to see a match or a competition. I will for sure Google it.
I will send you the link because it's you can find our matches on streaming platform, so it's interesting.
May I ask something? If
Yes.
I can. What is the most interesting thing you learned recently in your work? What do you think?
First of all, I have to say that I'm not a coach in life. I do this as second work. I'm an engineer in life.
Interesting. Yeah.
I do the different things. So I think that the important thing is to understand that it's not mathematical problem, are not mathematical problem. If you work with people, you have to forget mathematics, and you have to really understand what is the feeling also. The most important things that I understood is that we are not machine, and so we have feeling, and of course I'm not a mental coach. Our players has a mental coach, because it depends how are your feelings, and if you feel good, you can play really well, and 10 days ago after, if you feel bad, mentally badly, you're not less than before as player. You know everything, that nothing changed, but the results is really different. So we have to listen to the to what our player feels.
Oh, thank you very much. I like this sentence because I don't like maths. I don't like mathematics. So for me, it's the best one. Thank you.
Of course, we have a lot of work also with math, statistics, everything, but it's not enough.
And may I ask another one? It's just personally, what do you like the most from nature? What is your favorite thing from nature?
From nature? I have the big opportunity to work in public space, and our topic is protected areas for biodiversity and everything connected to biodiversity. So I like very much to go in forest, I don't know, nel bosco, wood.
Wood.
Yeah, and I feel very well in about nature, and I also have a food garden, and I do also that about nature. If this is
Nice.
if I understood well the question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Also, I have another question, if I can, if we are not so too much time. But is it harder to handle with athletes or with families? Because what like I do work also with some other associations that have their own user with their people with disabilities, different kind of disabilities. Most of them has cognitive disabilities actually, but the operators usually tell me that sometimes for them it's harder to work and build a trust with families instead of the guys or the user or whatever, because it's harder to build trust with families. So the relationship with families sometimes are harder, and it's easier for them to work directly. You know, like when they need to talk about travel, for example. We had another project where 5 people or 6 people with cognitive disabilities need to travel from Italy to Barcelona for a project. And it was like 10 days. And when I was in contact with the operators, what they told me was like, we are not worried about the travel itself, but we are worried about, you know, talk with the families and what concerns or issues like family can bring up. So I was curious if in your field is more or less the same or it's smoothie or.
Of course, it's more or less the same because the disease are very severe. So in an ideal world, we should have assistant out of the family. We should have coach out of the families, and also our players would like to be independent as much as possible from the families. But the reality is really different, because imagine you want to practice a sport. Okay, you have a big disability. Often the families are so tired to manage. I'm sorry. No, digli di no e che non ho tempo adesso. Chiudi la porta. Sorry. So it's not possible. You have to pay someone. You have to find volunteers. Sometimes we can find volunteers that can help, and so we can live at home families. But it's not so easy because, as I told, we have to manage practical problems. We have to have we not all association or sport association sport club have a vehicle adapted, so we need to ask the families but if I speak, we have the same problem also in high level in our national team, but we are not so many, so we understand, we know the parents, all the parents, and we try to listen what they know, what they want to say about travel, about the need of their son or daughter, and we are not nurse, we are not medical doctors, so we have to listen, because as I told before, our athletes have many problems. Someone of them has also stomia or others If imagine an injury, severe injury, they need, they cannot go to the bathroom, so they have special needs. So we have to listen, and often the parents knows more than everyone, better than what the needs of their son. But at the same time, of course, we have to go over old ideas, expectations, strange block things. So yes, it's not so easy, but we have to do it. This is the situation.
Yeah.
But I think that what is important is to try to explain to the parents that this is a big opportunity to not to see disabilities, but to see abilities, what they can do. You are not, it's not important. You are not a disabled people. You are a good player if you can do that. And you can, even if you have a strong disability. This is important.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, like, thanks for sharing.
I have a little experience. One of our players had a project in school. He played boccia during the sport hours, and but it wasn't so easy because he had to bring the balls, to bring the ramp, to prepare everything. The year after, unfortunately, he changed the teacher, and he was prepared to do the same. And he went, and the teacher told him, no, 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 now you do the referee of volleyball. And our player said bad words and turned away, so he received a bad valuation. And then we asked what happened, and we tried to explain to the school that yes, of course he could not say bad words, of course, but why our player should be a referee of volleyball? Why? Because he cannot play volleyball. And why not play boccia? Because he can play boccia. This is the different way of thinking that we have to explain. And
yeah, the mindset, the approach.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like, people just don't think about needs. They just go straight their point of view, and that's it. So and
go over. No, of course, if you cannot play, you can be a referee. Of course, yeah. Why not? But if you can do something, why not do what you can?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good approach. And what did the school say back, like answer? What was the reaction? Now I'm curious.
How do you say president? The main.
The director.
The director understood perfectly. The problem was only the teacher.
Okay, that's great. At least the director understood. So that's important.
She was very good, but the school was very big, so she cannot see everything.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes, like, things just go.
Yeah.
And just last question from my side, because like, do you have more athletes from the north or the south of Italy?
Most of athletes are in the north. Veneto, Lombardia, Piemonte.
Do you think that there are some differences in the approach?
And there is a big group in Puglia, Lecce. And we have also athletes in Roma. I think that in the north we have more structures. I live in Trentino. We have really another way of. I live in Trentino. We have really big opportunities in in pools, transportation, and also public money given to practice.
Yeah, like the facilities,
Yeah,
like change a lot the point, not the point of view, but the approach, and also
But-
like when you live in an environment that gives you some facilities, it's so much easier to approach for people with disabilities in
also
sports
because
or
our pools are adapted. You have the correct bathroom. You can go in without stairs. It's not the same everywhere, but the experience in Lecce shows us that if you want, you can everywhere. And also is if you just want to practice as a social opportunity, you don't need really big things. You need a big room. It's enough, because it's enough. Perhaps in the south you don't need to warm up the place. Perhaps you need to refresh.
to refresh a bit.
But in my opinion, if you want, you can.
That's also a good message that we are going to reuse, like
yes, if you
the proof that if you want, you can.
Yes, if you really want, you can do. But also because I see that we have players from South Africa, from Argentina. Yeah, not in Italy, but they play also there. They play in Colombia, and I see that the structure are not so beautiful, and they do it.
Not really.
Yeah.
And that's the proof that, of course, like the environment affect a bit what you can do or you can't do, but also like the motivation, like basically the motivation is the most important also in this field. So
yes, and if you want to start boccia, of course you have to start with fun, with socialization. We stay together, and after competition will come after. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Girls, if you have any other question, like that's the time. From my side, it's beautiful what you have shared and your experience, and also like the way that you explain your job, that even if it's not your main occupation, like we can see like your not your motivation but your joy. At least this is what I felt. I felt your joy in your presentation, in your explanation regarding what you do, and like the power that you and the effort that you put in this. So it was really amazing what you have shared with us.
Okay.
Do you want to add something else, girls, or
maybe one question, if I can, in Slovakia, because I'm from Slovakia and I haven't heard about this boccia matches like that. Where is it? In which city or town in Slovakia? Bratislava or
Prešov? Do you need Prešov? Is Slovakia?
Oh, Prešov, I know.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm looking on my phone because I have a friend. He is Boris Klona. He was a BC3 player. He stopped playing abroad just last year, and he is very. I can send to the something about boccia, Slovakia boccia. Someone that you can take contact, because he works in teaching boccia. So I think he could be interesting to meet or to. Let me show you.
Okay, thank you. It's very interesting because for me it's completely new.
Completely new. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah.
Margherita, I'm going to share with you here in the chat the email. So if you maybe can share with us first your presentation so we can recheck it and I can share it with the other participants which were not here today. And also some video that you mentioned before, like regarding your team or something that you can share with us, and also the content maybe you can resend to the coordinator. So here it's the official project email. It's in the chat. If you need, I can send it to Luca, but you can text directly to this email.
Okay.
So like you can share with us some materials, presentation and contact. So whatever it can be useful for participants and for us in order to understand better and recheck and relearn.
But I'm sure that in Slovakia you can find a lot of things.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, yes. He is also very kind, so don't worry if you want to chat with him.
Okay.
Margarita, thank you very much. Oh, yes.
The last thing I want to say, keep calm and play bocce. This is the slogan.
Now, every time that I will play bocce, like beach, of course, with some friends, I will think about this lesson that we get from you, and it will be in my mind for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Margarita, very, very much for being here and all for your
Good
effort.
work with your project.
Thank you very much. Keep in touch, and it was a pleasure to have you here. Thanks a lot from my side.
Bye bye.
Ciao Margarita, grazie mille davvero.
Bye.
Super interessante, grazie.
Ciao.
Ciao, a presto. Okay. What do you think?
Oh, for me, it's completely new, but very interesting. And she's very interesting person also because she has to manage all the things around this team, groups, competition, lot of work to do. So
quite crazy to think.
Crazy thing, yes, but interesting, like a person in general.
Yeah.
Everything was new also for me, so I was very curious about this, and yeah.
Okay, that's great. Actually, I have planned another group activity, but as it's only two of you, like I will do it next meeting. But I want to say that I'm glad that all this information were new for you, actually also for me. So I think it was like a fruitful meeting with a lot of new things, also new things to think about, not just knowledge, but also a lot of insights, let's say, and different way of living life, of thinking in regarding life, and also like a new windows in a sport environment, which we didn't know before. So I think it brings a lot of value, her speech. And I will, if you're interested, but I think yes, or I will do it, then it's up to you. I will share with you her presentation and some materials that she will send to me, if you agree. And nothing, basically, that's it. I'm glad that she was here with us. I think that, as you mentioned at the beginning, in fear, expectation, contribution, that activity, one of the things that most of the people wanted was to share experience, learn, and have the chance to talk with someone who is totally engaged in the process of the project topic. So I think that she gave us a really big example of what being engaged in this field means. So that was really interesting for me. So thanks both of you for being here and attend the meeting. I think from my side it was, I don't know, like really great. Also for me that I'm facilitating the process, but like to her, all of that, it was a surprise for me as well. Like I knew her before, I contacted her, but I didn't know all these things. So it was really great for me. So thanks for being here. And let's say that we will meet next Tuesday. I don't know why it's Monday always in my mind. No. But let's say that we are going to meet next week. Okay, better in this way. And thanks again for being here. I will send you all the material.
See you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Have a nice
have a
evening.
nice week.
Yes, have a nice week for you as well. Thank you a lot, girls, and
Thank you.
enjoy the day.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.